You see how unsuccessful that country is?
Venezuela
They're unsuccessful because they're socialists, not because you put a fucking embargo. The country that you live in putting a fucking embargo on them.
You know, and then like somehow Cuba does have better healthcare. They're poor as shit, but
right.
apparently healthcare we can't afford to. It's like we can't afford to have everyone get universal healthcare, but Cuba can do it.
And then
like think about that. It's like we are the richest country in the world, but we can't afford healthcare for all the citizens. But Cuba can do it.
Right. And it's crazy. I mean, they want to take away that context. You'll always take away that context.
They'll just say
always.
They'll just be like, no, it doesn't work.
And then here's my
because
favorite
countries
argument.
that we've influenced foreign policy wise, and maybe we could do. It's like maybe we do things better at whatever we do than they might.
You want to know why I would never be a libertarian? Why Anthony Jones would never be a libertarian?
Because it's fucking stupid.
Well, yeah, but also I'm black, and my history with white people with no rules scares the living fuck out of me. And the problem with these people is that they act like we're the race baiters.
Yeah,
black
like
people,
they don't
black
understand.
Black people who point out racism. Like if we believe in any type of racism, we're like if we like for example, I watched Steven Crowder interview a black YouTuber, with somewhat of a following about Black Lives Matter. The black YouTuber was not in support of Black Lives Matter, but he had to find a black guy to argue with him.
Okay, yeah.
So it became Black Lives Matter debate when the black dude was like, "I'm not affiliated with black." They did the same thing with Terry Nishida on Fox. These niggas is not Black Lives Matter. I'm not Black Lives Matter because I'm not part of the organization. It's a very specific organization. I do believe Black Lives Matter, but I'm not part of that organization. And he said that, but it's still in the YouTube comment. Crowder argues with Black Lives Matter person. So, anyways, the subject was about police brutality, and then Crowder goes on this rant about black fatherlessness. This always ends up in black fatherlessness. If you ask, all these people have the same exact argument. Larry Elder gave them the argument. They needed some argument. Larry Elder gave them the argument. Basically, black fatherlessness, and then everybody runs with it. Jesse Peterson runs.
That's what already they were gonna run with anyway.
They were gonna run with something
because you got the okay like from the black guy. This is okay, and
they always say
they always do it every time. It's like black people. Well, Larry Elder is like, when has Larry Elder been a preemptual like scholarship guy?
When has
ever
in his career? He was the host of a game show, Moral Court.
Yeah, I think he was a judge. But that was
Moral Court.
On Moral Court.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's literally a judge on a daytime TV show.
I used to love that show too. Because it was fun to watch. I love all judge shows. Judge Mathis, Judge Maybelline, and Moral Court.
Yeah, but I
didn't until I found out Larry Elder was a Sambo.
Like, he literally does no rigorous studies. Like,
you act like he's like a professor. I'm not saying you. I'm saying they acting like
really
this
not a professor.
This nigga's not a professor at all. He's just a very popular libertarian. And he goes to the same story.
That's white racism, too. Is like, y'all don't get any of the professors. Y'all just get a judge from y'all
don't ask
from a new show. You don't ask any preeminent figure in the actual field that you want to talk about.
That is highly respected.
Yeah.
Even by white people.
You just get the black judge from the street. Like,
the black judge from
and then
game
all
shows.
Conservatives want to talk about is liberal racism, like, oh, they just let black people in, but all the black people they have are not qualified to talk about the shit they're talking about.
Right. Larry Elder's not a professor.
I mean, I'm not qualified.
You
can invite me on the show. I'll say I'm not qualified. I'm just a nigga talking shit.
Yeah, that's what Larry is, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't. It's like, well, you just like, oh, are you qualified? I was like, no, I'm just a nigga talking shit.
I remember he was on David Rubin's show. I saw it. It was. I'm caught up. I gotta stop giving these niggas YouTube views.
But he was like, sometimes you gotta watch the interview.
But then this motherfucker, because David Rubin argued with Steph Rogen up and down about regulations of the construction industry.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Okay, but then when Larry Elder says this thing like, what's a new thing of racism that's happening now? And then David Rubin will all of a sudden have an aha moment. Or claim to, or be acting, and be like, "Oh, I never really thought about it like that." But you didn't say that to Joe.
No, he might be right. Like, he doesn't think that much.
Yeah, he's not that smart. Oh yeah, you might be right. He's not that smart.
He actually doesn't think
this black fathers listening. This is every one of their favorite issues. All of them. That's why when I hate one, like especially if it comes out of white mouth, it blows my mind. But black fathers listeners, okay, let's keep it real. You can't necessarily, you can't accurately put a number on black fatherlessness because they'll say that a single parent house is not black fatherlessness.
Okay.
Unmarried couple is not unmarried couple with a child that lives together is considered a fatherless black family.
As long as you're unmarried?
Yeah, unmarried.
Okay.
Okay, but you know there's more white unmarried people than black unmarried people in America?
Well, for people, yeah.
I'm saying just in general. No, proportionally speaking, yeah, blacks are way more. But then they'll use that to justify the crime statistics. That's why we're committing crimes, blah, blah, blah. But it would be the same amount of white people committing crimes, even with the proportion.
So you're saying basically, even if we do that, proportionally, if it's the problem was fatherlessness, you'd see the same thing with white people.
Yeah,
if that was fundamentally the problem.
Yeah, you would see a crime epidemic in white people or a specific crime epidemic.
Well, to
that
be
matches
honest,
ours.
white people really just don't want to say black people are more violent. They'll do work like that's literally their core belief.
But they want to give a reason.
Yeah,
why.
this is
because
like,
that's when you start trailing that eugenics line.
Exactly.
When you start saying, "Oh, black people are more violent."
Black
boys are more, so they got to come up with a reason. That's not even real reason. Even though most crime in this country is committed by white people, number one drug user in this country is a white person, but 80% of people go to jail for drugs are black people. So that already tells you that white privilege exists because one group of communities is being policed differently than the other one.
Yeah, we know this.
We know this, but they will argue this all
day.
Basically,
you do any study, it's just like the racism's actually when you study it, actually the racism actually absurd level. Like the only thing to explain this would be racism because like it's like the numbers are so out of whack.
But this is what they do. I've seen this argument. I've seen Sam Harris do it on Joe Rogan's show. Okay, this is another thing that blew my mind. This is why I'm like mad at Joe Rogan. I'm like, he's a great comedian. I laugh at his stuff. I was a fan of Fear Factor. But this motherfucker was like, "Hey Hannibal, come argue with Sam Harris about police brutality." Hannibal Buress and him were just smoking weed. Hannibal Buress has no expertise.
Yeah, he really doesn't. Yeah,
he's a comedian. Oh, comedian, come argue with the guy who spent his whole life talking statistics.
Yeah, that's true.
But here's a thing that they're fake smart because they'll say statistically speaking, but they don't ever tell you the statistics that they're going to bring out. I've seen it with the Crowder interview. They'll be like, statistically it doesn't say this, statistically it doesn't say that, and that's and then you're sitting there like with your stats because you got stats in your head, but you're like, damn, is he gonna fuck me up real quick? That's a strategy. That's a way to psych you out.
Oh yeah, just coming out with stats.
No, you don't even got to come up with stats. Just say statistically speaking, this doesn't say this, and that's gonna back you off of them because they're gonna be like, oh, he gonna fuck me up with statistics.
That's true.
No, watch their arguments. There's the person that they're always arguing with. They never ask what is statistics.
I would.
But they never do because they're afraid that the statistics they're going to use.
Well, people are scared of statistics, but like to be like
statistics aren't accurate though.
It depends what it depends what happened, what was the study, how many people were in the study,
context.
And what it was. It's all context because like once you take a statistics class, like because I studied like economics and you measure statistics, and basically you could. Like, what is this a correlation or is this a causation? So it's like basically, is it like just because we have the statistic doesn't explain anything?
No, not necessarily. No,
it doesn't. It's like, okay, black people have more fathers, so they're more violent. No, that doesn't explain anything.
That doesn't explain crime.
That does not explain away crime.
But
it's actually just a useless statistic. And then like basically. It's your statistics. You just do that to latch onto your worldview. But like, are they saying what you like? They're not proving anything.
And then I'd argue like the statistics that I've seen, based on my worldview, tell me otherwise.
Well, based on based on any study measuring actual racism exists.
Yeah,
every single study, and then it surprises people. Literally,
it's the proportion. You can see the proportionality.
No, this is literally. They had two ones. They sent out identical resumes with black sounding names, and that was the only difference. Literally, the whites got the more callback. They said like literally a black man with a college education has the same chance of getting a job as a white man who went to prison.
Right, but they don't want to hear that.
But like literally, it was a scientist study. You can see the study. They just use black names like Jamal, whatever.
Yeah,
and then like
even though Jamal's an Arab name, but. I know what you mean.
It's a black American. What the fuck up? Why are you even?
I'm just talking shit. I'm talking shit, man.
So like they have that study, and then basically another investigating journalism. I think it was also a study too. They had sent how people don't know. Like people don't know when people are being racist. So even black people don't know. So they're like, oh, okay, that white man was nice to me. They did this in real estate. They're like, oh, they showed me a few properties. White couple comes, they showed them. A lot more properties in the black family. So honestly, you never know when you're going to experience. Like, you might think someone's being nice to you, and they're actually just being racist.
And here's another
because you just assume in your life that they're being nice to me.
That's just
they're showing me
propaganda. That study was left wing propaganda.
Yeah, clearly was.
Clearly just left wing propaganda.
Even the black people were like, what the fuck? I thought they were being nice to me. They show the white family all the houses and all the deals, and me just like 2 houses. I thought you were being nice.
Bro,
like you never know. Like that's the thing.
Black people don't want white people to be racist. I think they believe that black people are looking for racism.
We actually
want to hand out. We want to trust everybody. Because we're human beings. I've seen black, like, Muslim people, like, Nation of Islam, be nice as fuck to white people. Like, nice as fuck. Like, we'll call them the devil and all that shit. When they get with white people, I'm like, they're like, hey, Mike. Like, they love him. So that shit don't mean nothing. But here's another thing. Like, my issue is, like, because when they start talking about us, our people, like, Trayvon Martin was at his father's house.
Yeah, he was.
So, like, and then it's also, like, y'all don't, and then it's also, and it's also in conflict with libertarian beliefs also, right? Because I remember, I saw the Crowder argument, and he was like, why did they kill Freddie Gray? And he said, Freddie Gray might have, why he run? So he should be, see, me personally, I would never. This is why I can't argue with him. Because I don't think that running should end in your death.
Exactly.
But also, he said, he threw in this thing, and they always do this, he might have been a criminal, he might have had drugs on him.
Don't matter.
But aren't you a libertarian? Libertarians don't believe in drug control. They don't believe in that.
Aren't libertarians not even supposed to believe the state should have enough power to even kill someone?
Right. But it's when it's not them.
Yeah.
I think the biggest fear of like a lot of like conservatives
they really don't care. Like this is, I feel like you're right.
As long as it doesn't
they really don't care about. Honestly, they really don't care. I feel. Wow, there's something else.
That's what I said. I don't
like people is something else. They just don't care about people.
Yeah,
besides them.
They believe that. First of all, nobody like they hate taxes, which is cool. Like I seen Dave Rubin go on Joe Rogan's show and say that somebody in the college class thought taxes should be taken away or taxes should be lowered, and then somebody called him racist. That didn't happen. He definitely said some racist, and then somebody called him out on racist, and he also believes that ideology and claiming that they only call him racist because that ideology. They be making shit up. That's my thing. Like,
no,
these
they really do.
They be making shit up. And they're inconsistent with their beliefs. Motherfucking Jordan Peterson was on the Joe Rogan show and almost endorsed regulation of marriages, arranged marriages.
And then he's like, well, didn't you just talk about individual and personal freedom? He's like, well, do like protect.
That's how he sounds. The Canadian, I say,
protect the children. It's like, what if they're single and on birth control? But the children.
It's always about the children. All their arguments is about the children.
Yeah, like
it's the same arguments the dumb conservatives use. What about the children? Gays are kissing. What about
like
black people in my neighborhood?
We don't believe in healthcare for all children. It's like, okay, son.
Y'all don't care about children, but they care about white children. They don't care about no white children. Their white children. Not poor white people.
Personal white children.
Their personal white children. No other white child. Not poor white children. And then they'll tell other white people to act like that they care. Like, get out of here. I wish these motherfuckers wasn't making all this money off of just being.
That's why I'm trying to make. If I turn to the dark side, y'all don't even know.
If you turn to the dark side, I don't know why you turn to the dark side.
You wouldn't even want to see that because I could just argue. All you just got to do is be like, I'd actually have better arguments.
Would you have better arguments?
No, I'd have some. I have some crazy arguments
that you would believe.
Okay,
or not believe.
No, because I wouldn't even. The strategy I go with is like, I like the strategy with like you blame liberals.
What's an example?
No,
be one for me.
Okay.
Be one of them for me, real quick, and I'll be the liberal trying to argue with you. The so-called liberal.
Well, first of all the slave masters were Democrats.
I mean, that is true.
It's true.
Yes.
And then you go Lincoln.
But they're the different Democrats of today. That's the argument.
Not true.
Why isn't it true?
Okay.
This man moved his whole body to turn into a Republican stance.
The Democrats have always been race baiters. And they've snuck into the Republican Party by the liberal media and confusing the Republicans with racism.
I feel like I've heard that argument before.
Yeah, so these are innocent white people in like down south.
You know what's the craziest? Speaking of what you're saying, you know what's the craziest shit that I didn't realize until Trump became president?
What?
That all the conspiracy theorists were like racist white Republicans. Like black people used to be like pro conspiracy theorists. Like Alex Jones had a lot of black people like believing the shit that he was saying.
He used to be a lot more equal with all his